Back in the saddle, I'm back in the saddle because I put on the boot. Hey there, guys. So, in the previous two videos, we've talked about boot verbs, ones that go from an E to an IE, ones that go from an O to a UE, and then that one exception, jugar, to play, that is a U to a UE. And now we're going to finish with verbs that go from an E to an I. Now the interesting thing is that on page 146, there are only two verbs listed that go from an E to an I. So if you're studying that page and trying to determine which verbs go from this to that, if you remember that there are only two on that page that go from an E to an I, then the other verbs on that page that have an E in it must go from an E to an IE. Is that not logic? All right. So let's look right here, guys. We're talking about the verb pedir, to ask for or to order. So, for example, if you're in a restaurant and you want to order something, this is a verb that you could make reference to. Now, let me just go ahead and warn you from the get-go and let you know how important these changes are in these verbs. If you see right here, pedir has the E in it, right? And I've let you know that that E needs to go to an I. So the correct form is this, yo pido. As in, yo pido café en el restaurante. I order coffee at the restaurant. Well, if you don't take into consideration that that E has to go to an I, you may spell this word pedo. But let me just tell you something. I want to avoid any embarrassment. If you say pedo in Spanish, that means fart. Did you hear that? Fart. Did you smell that? I didn't. So make sure you say pido, not pedo, okay? So you don't want to be embarrassed by saying something like that. So again, follow the same rules we've been doing for the previous types of verbs. So yo pido, all right, that E change it to an I. Tú pides, él pide, all right, you see that? Nosotros pedimos, and finally ellos, let me see if I can fit this one down here. Ellos piden. Got that one on the heel of the boot, didn't I? So you see right there, guys, ellos piden, él pide, tú pides, yo pido, nosotros pedimos. Again, just E to an I. So if I am trying to find out a little bit about you, I could say, ¿Qué pides a tomar en un restaurante? What do you ask for to drink in a restaurant? Or what do you order in a restaurant to drink? So you could use it that way. The other verb that's in the column with this one, remember I said there are only two verbs that go from an E to an I, is servir, to serve. So that verb is servir, servir, to serve. And you guessed it, it's going to follow the same patterns right there. So yo sirvo, S-I-R-V-O, tú sirves, él sirve, but nosotros servimos, S-E-R-V-I-M-O-S, and then finally, ellos sirven, okay? So that's your lesson there on your verbs that go from an E to an I. And guess what? I'll see you next time. Ciao.